good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for the next few days. Special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia. Where it is, Tuesday the 5th. Got my paper there. Anyway, Tuesday the 5th of December 2023, and the time is exactly 6:20 a.m. Feels a bit heavy in the air. I think we might be getting some rain or something. So, yeah. So my apologies not being here the last couple of days. I've been a bit out of sorts, actually. I'm taking antihistamine for my allergies and just feeling a bit blah and don't really want to sit in front of the camera the last couple of days. So I'm here. I thought as soon as I get up, I'm just going to do it because I thought I was going to do it yesterday, but it didn't happen. So welcome to you. So if you're new to watching, what I'm going to do is use my combined Speed of Light Oracle cards with my Animal Kingdom Oracle, and I'm going to be using these combined cards, this deck of 110 cards, to find the best cards for the next few days. So I'll be pulling cards for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's the 5th, 6th and 7th of December 2023. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you at this time. And just I recommend take on board what feels right and what resonates and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. Good morning, Kyle and Sarah. Sarah's new. Welcome. Hi, Siobhan. So let's get straight into it. I don't know, Facebook's very much suppressing posts and perhaps videos. I'm not sure. But, well, it looks like there might be more than 3 people watching, so perhaps my video is not correct. Hello, Melissa and Colleen and Paula. Yeah, we've definitely got more than 3 people. So Facebook tells me there's 3 people on the live, but the comments say otherwise. So strange, isn't it? Anyway, welcome and thank you for joining me today. So the best card for Tuesday, the 5th of December, for the majority of us, is this card. It's a Speed of Light Oracle. Hi, Paulette. Oh, interesting. And we have the Eagle's Nest, card 14. And it says, preparation, home, waiting, and soon. Very interesting. I keep getting that word preparation, but I haven't personally clicked in with it, so it's coming up again. So we're going to be looking a bit closer at that word preparation. The Eagle's Nest, it has a couple of different aspects or elements to it. First of all, it's talking about changes in the home. So some of us may be dealing with changes in the home right now, and for those of you who are, then this would be certainly specifically for you. So how are you coping with those changes? How are you flowing with them? This card's also reminding us that our time of waiting will be over soon. So what are you waiting for? What are you getting impatient about? Trust in perfect timing and let things unfold. Do other things perhaps while you're waiting for that date, or waiting for that door to open, or waiting for that information. What can you do while you wait to help you make the most of that waiting time? And then the other part of this card is that this is a time of preparation. So what are we preparing for? Now, this is interesting. So this is something I want to personally sit in, because I have had that preparation word come up in this last 12 to 24 hours. So why and what are we preparing for? Maybe we don't realise that we're actually preparing for something. we might be preparing for something that we don't realise. So we may know that there's something coming up. Maybe there's something ending, something starting. Maybe there's a project that we're preparing for. Maybe there are changes or a move, perhaps, that we are preparing for as well. So how can we best prepare ourselves? I find preparation helpful because it helps take the stress out. If I can get as prepared as possible, then I have less stress at the time of the event or the time of the situation or whatever it might be I'm preparing for. Because when there's an event or there's something that happens, a change, a move or something, there's always stress anyway at that point. So if I can be as prepared as possible by thinking ahead of what might need to be done, then that helps take the added pressure off or the added stress that could be there. So I find I like to be prepared if I know what's coming. Sometimes too, I think, looking back in my life, I think that there are times when the universe prepares us when we don't actually realise we're in preparation mode, and this might be part of this energy that's around at the moment. I mean, some of us, maybe you know exactly what you're preparing for. And if it is a move or something like that, then you'll know, yep, I'm preparing for this, and this is what I need to do next to help prepare for that and help the journey, the transition run as smoothly as possible. But sometimes we just don't know what we're preparing for, and we've got to trust in the universe, to trust in the urges and the feelings that we have to prepare or to do this or get this thing organised or this thing done or catch up on rest or whatever it is we might be preparing for in preparation for something that we can't see yet. So we can be in preparation mode without knowing why. It's interesting. The eagle's nest. And there is a feeling here about tending to things on Tuesday, tending to things that may be uncomfortable or difficult, tending to the things that are important to us. So I like reminding myself sometimes, in fact I might do that today as well, is to keep tending to the nest. And what tending to the nest means to me is tending to the things that are important to me at this time. So it could be my self-care, it could be tending to the needs and care of other people who are struggling right now. It could be preparing for something. But tending to the nest is figuring out what's the most important and tending to that, which means maybe preparation, maybe organising things, maybe just flowing with things. So there's a nurturing feeling to those words, tend to the nest. So what's the nest represent for you, and what does tend represent for you? Tending to the nest. So that's the eagle's nest. In fact, I was driving back on Sunday from a Tibetan singer had a little sing concert-y sort of thing on the east coast of Tasmania, and I was driving back and was driving along the countryside. It was so beautiful, and there's this big eagle just sitting just on the other side of the fence, so in the paddock, the farmer's paddock, just sitting there looking around like this, and I'm like, oh, it always makes my heart melt whenever I see an eagle, and often we just see them, you know, flying. So to see one sitting on the ground is quite special. Welcome. So now let's look for the best card for Wednesday, the 6th of December. And the best card for the majority of us for Wednesday the 6th is this card. It's an Animal Kingdom. And it's the echidna again. The echidna, I'm pretty sure, came up in the last video. It's card 19. And the echidna reminds us not to dwell on the details. Now, details are important. So this is more like the unnecessary details. The things that are too stressful or making things too complicated or are just not necessary right now. If we're preparing for something, there's going to be a time and a place for things. And sometimes the details, like we need to get into the details to get them sorted and organised, but other times we don't. So if you're finding yourself distracted by the details, or just getting sidetracked by maybe even repeating things again. You went through the details here and now you're going through the details again. Why are you feeling anxious about what's coming up? So there might be unnecessary details that are trying to pull us away from our path or pull us off our path, especially on Wednesday. So the echidna is about setting the goal, setting the whatever it is that we're doing, and move forward. There is a beelining feeling here with the echidna, going from point A to point B and not being distracted by all the little nitty-gritty things on the way to point B. So let's figure out if these details or these things that we're obsessing about or stressing about, how important are these, how relevant are these in the bigger pictures, in the scheme or the scope of the bigger picture, and are we actually just distracting ourselves? Instead, let's clear out the clutter and focus and hone in on where we're going. So there is a feeling here of forward movement, and there is a feeling of our path moving forward with the echidna. So don't dwell on the unnecessary details, and keep going, keep moving forward. There are seeds that we're planting along the way. So seeds planting are like new beginnings that we're preparing to seed or preparing to bring into our life. Seeding are like ideas and maybe plans that we're contemplating, that we might be burying as we walk as the echidna on our path, not focusing on the unnecessary details, but focusing on what's most important. And as we get to a distraction, we may want to assess and sit in with ourselves for a moment, take a deep breath and go, okay, how important is this in the grand scheme of things right now? Is this something I've already worked out? Why do I need to go through this again? So figuring that out so we can work out if we're being distracted from our path, at least the immediate path that we're walking on. So that's for Wednesday. Now for Thursday, the 7th of December, Thursday the 7th, and the best card is this, another Speed of Light, and it's the Dolphin. It's action taking, card 10. So there's energy that wants to move. This is another forward moving card. This is a very, actually I'll say the keywords first. Card 10, it says move on, horizon forward, and let go. This is about letting the sun set on the old parts of our life now, so that the sun can rise on the new parts and the new lands that want to open up before us. So there is a door closing behind, door opening at the front. So again, this is about sort of the horizontal of our path, just like the echidna moving forward, but this is more like swimming forward. So there is certainly a momentum that wants to build up on Thursday. We may want to, or some of us may need to, look at the old door that we're trying to keep propped open. Maybe we've got our foot in the door and the door can't close, even though the door needs to close. So there might be part of us that feels uncomfortable or not ready or scared about the change that's going to happen when we do actually close the door. So we might want to look at why we've got our foot in there, why we're trying to stop the door from closing, and what can we do to pull our foot out and find the courage to pull that door closed now. That something is coming to an end, and it's something that feels like it needs to happen, and we need the courage to let that door close, because when that door closes, then the new door can open. And sometimes we want so bad to be in the new, we want to be out of the old, but some of us are keeping it active, we're keeping it going without even probably realising it. So we can't have a door opening and a door closing at the same time, especially those that are connected. So let's close the door, let's step in and open the new door that's before us. Let's be okay to say goodbye and step forward. Let's be okay to move on now. So there's action in this card as we move forward, as we move towards the new dawn that wants to brighten and lighten and reveal things to us on our forward path. Now the echidna feels very immediate, so we're looking at, a metre or two ahead from where we are. The dolphin feels like it's more stretched out than that. So maybe the short term rather than the immediate. So we're looking at, okay, where are we going in the coming months? Where are we going as we move into 2024? And that may be something that some of us are looking at too right now. There are things on the horizon. There is something that we can strive for and set our sights on as we move forward. But if you're struggling to find something to set your sights on, then maybe look back and assess and decide, are you keeping something old going? Has the time come for you to close that door, but you keep avoiding it for some reason? Because it's very hard to move forward if we're stuck back here. So that may be the place to look if you're feeling stuck with where you're going, especially in the new year. So lots of energy for action and motivation in this card as well. So that's action taking. There might be steps in action that we need to take, especially on Thursday. So there are our cards. I'm going to pull a theme card in just a moment. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment, please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. So if you want to learn more about my cards and start working with the deck yourself, the Animal Kingdom or the Speed of Light, or you can work with both of them and combine them like I have, you can learn more about them on my website. Also next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, I think it is, the 15th, is my next card reading club, my last one for the year. We're going to be looking at wrapping things up and how we can work with our cards to get some advice and guidance for ourselves on wrapping things up. That's on Zoom, so hopefully you can join me for that card reading club. And also on the 15th of December is my last online art class for the year, and we're looking at self-discovery with fire. So we're going to be exploring fire, we're going to be creating with fire, we're going to be diving into fire and see how that reflects and relates to us personally. So I highly recommend either or both of those. So check them out on my website. You can also look at the world clock on both of those on my website, both of those web pages, and you can find your local time just to see how that matches up. But there should be at least one of those that works out for you time-wise. So check those out if you're interested. If you want to learn more about those or the work I do at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Okay, so the theme card will help us see the bigger picture for these next few days and help us see what's going on. So there seems to be a bit of a theme around, aside from the Eagle's Nest, which is more of a resting, staying put, bit of a grounding card. The Echidna and the Dolphin card are very much about our path moving forward. So we might find perhaps Tuesday we're kind of recalibrating, getting back aligned with ourselves somehow, settling back into ourselves and then moving forward. So there's that general sort of feeling around. But the card that wants to add to our theme for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the 5th, 6th and 7th of December is this card. It's a Speed of Light and it's focus. So this is staying put. There's a firm feeling with this card. It's focus. It's card 38 and it says holding position, timing and growth. So this is highlighting our path. I don't know if you can see it here in this illustration. I drew this path, and this path is our past. This is where we've already walked. It could be where we've walked for the last few days, could be for the last few months, could even be for the last few years or the last sort of phase or chapter of our life. And we've walked this path already, and we've moved up to this point here. This is a rock. In fact, the rock's not quite in view, but the rock that inspired this is sitting just there. This beautiful river rock, just carved from the river for goodness knows how long. These beautiful ripples and movements on the rock. And this is us now. We stand here, tall. Now we're in this yoga pose, and this yoga pose, we're kind of got our body, the back of our body on the back of our path where we've just walked, and our head is up and our arms are out, and we're open to the potential in the path ahead. So this is about direction. This is about where we've come from, and some of us may find it helpful, especially on Tuesday when we have that Eagle's Nest card. We may find it helpful to spend some time assessing our past and our path and what's led us to here. This card's also highlighting that there may be naysayers, or there may be people around us, perhaps insignificant people, and I mean insignificant as in they're not in our inner circle. They might be sort of in our outer circle, so what their opinion is probably doesn't really weigh up that much to us compared to people in our closer circle, for example. But we may have naysayers, we may have people around that don't understand why we've made a certain change or a certain decision in our life. It could be from the past, could be for now and where we're going. So let's be careful we don't have people around trying to pull us down, that we hold firm and strong and confident in ourselves and the decisions that we've made in our past that have led us to here. And yeah, we may have made some crappy decisions. Would we make those decisions again if we were faced with that same situation? Probably not, and hopefully not if they were not too good decisions. But we have to take responsibility for those, and we have to learn from them. So as we stand here in this sort of pose here on this rock, on our path, in this eagle's nest, we are assessing. We are, what's the word here that I'm looking for? We're assessing, we're feeling, we're contemplating, we're observing our path, our journey, and what's led us to this point now. There might be some things, it may even be a bit of grief here, grief of things that we've lost and people that we've lost in recent weeks or months or even years. So there may be a heaviness in our heart as we know we need to close the door on that grief in some way so that we can move forward with our life. There is that nurturing feeling of that eagle's nest. There's also a nurturing feeling, even though this feels very strong mentally, this card, there is a nurturing, stable feeling here with this rock that we stand, and the confidence that we embrace and embody within our body itself. And in our mind is focused, it's clear, and it's ready to move forward on the path ahead. It's ready to take those steps on those stepping stones going forward, not focusing or being distracted by the unnecessary details. So this is a time of growth, and it's also a time, these next few days and maybe in general right now, of trusting in perfect timing. Trusting in perfect timing, whenever that comes up, always suggests, or often suggests, a bit of impatience. So some of us may be feeling impatient about where we are and what we're moving away from and what we're moving into, and all that's involved right now may stir up an impatience. But let's trust in perfect timing. Let's trust that we're going where we need to go, but also that there is choice that we have now that we can make. Choice in shutting doors from the past, closing them gently. Maybe we're slamming them shut. Maybe the time has come where we've just got to move on now. And this is part of this observation, assessing sort of eagle's nest, standing on this rock energy is, and you know, the rock energy feels like it elevates us. The nest we sink into, and there's like this nurturing feeling with the nest. We sink into it like the arms of our mother, the energetic arms of our mother holding us while we contemplate or feel grief or emotion. Whereas the rock that we stand on feels solid, and it feels like it elevates us in some way. It helps us see where we're going. Whereas down in the nest, we might sink into it, and it might be right where we need to be, but at the same time, it may be easy to dwell on the unnecessary details because we're sunk down in it. We can't quite see ahead when we haven't got the neck of like a giraffe that can, or flying up like an eagle, or we can see more of what's ahead. So the rock, the general theme is elevating us and not in this power play thing, although it may be for some, but it feels more like it's just giving us a step up to be able to see further. And once we see further and we get a bit of a taste of that, then that might give us something to lock into, you know, something to focus on, something to lock into. That will then, once we lock into that, then we become like the echidna and we sort of beeline from point A to point B, from this step to the next step when we're ready. So this is a period of growth because it's taking us up, it's elevating us in some way so we can see more and then lock into where we're going. It's hard to lock into that when we're sunken down and we're also dwelling on the past or dwelling on the unnecessary details. So this feels to be general energy around right now. See how it feels and fits for you and what you've got going on. But keep in mind for the next couple of days this energy of focus, of contemplating our path that's led us to here, building our confidence and our strength right now as we grow, as the nurturing of the nest grows us, and we then step up onto this rock so we can see ahead and lock into something, some goal, some hope, some dream, some idea, some project, something that we can set ourselves that gives us, that we can lock into, that helps us, give us focus for moving forward. And that growth is around right now as well. So this is a time of growth, especially as we move out of that preparation mode. So I'm not sure if they both go together at this point. Preparation mode, preparing for something. Growth mode seems to feel a little different. So let's see how we go. There's a lot of stuff going on and there's a lot of complexity. So thanks for watching me today and connecting and for being here and sharing your valuable time with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you and have a great rest of your day, and I will do my best to be in on Friday. So take care. I'll see you soon.